Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I had something prepared for this, but I don't remember. I had one thing that I knew I wanted to do, and then there was something else. No, and then I had all of this trouble with G-Force, and I had to constantly leave and enter the game to see. It was a mess, so there won't be any special intros this time. I at least do remember what we did here last time, and in remembering that, I was reminded that there's someone else we need to pay a visit. But first, we need to find a portal so we can go back to the lower portion of the city.
Godspeed.
I also changed some settings that I'm hoping will make the game less stuttery at times, especially in combat. Also, did you know, this is what I was going to intro the episode with. Did you know that there is actually a setting that causes music in combat to be paused? I don't know why it exists. Oh, I forgot that's a thing that happens in this place. I don't know why that setting exists. The music should not pause in turn-based mode. Why would they do this? I can't even begin to imagine, frankly. Oh, this is where we needed to go. Shamira, the Ardent Dream, Hepsamira. I think it's a little too soon for this. Again, there's someone else I want to go pay a visit. Hold up. It's a world knowledge check.
Call me again if you need to.
The flesh markets are one of the largest slave markets in the Abyss. Since the opening of the world wound, it has been flooded with captives from Galarian. Now, if I can just find a freaking portal, please. Oh, so that just disappears now. Into the Grim Mansion? Well, I saw it, so I had to enter, right? I wouldn't be me if I didn't enter a place I didn't belong looking for loot. Oh, perception check was failed. Interesting. There it is. Oh, right. I also turned down the frequency of people saying anything, so when we're moving, when I select someone, silence. I like that. I made it rare or occasional, so there's that to keep in mind. Land. I also like I said, I turned off some of these more needless settings. Oh. In the hopes that things would, well, stutter less, but oh, come on. low rolled it. No, he didn't even low roll it that badly.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Okay, let's quick save because there are people talking here. I can only imagine that this ends in... Well, I want to say that... Oh, this is a difficult one. Glad I quick saved. I have 10 of these. Wait, what? Oh, no, I don't. I'm betting you that whatever's in here isn't even actually worth an expert lockpick, which, let's be clear, is worth 10,000 gold.
A mongrel did it.
Ooh. Oh, it's a Cloak of Resistance 5. I was right. And newest. I mean, that's certainly a thing someone can wear, I'm sure. I don't really use Rage because, well, the one we have access to right now from Darren, it's probably a no-go, you know? No, it is definitely a no-go because it deals damage to the target's charisma and intelligence after it ends. Yeah, that's probably better for him. Oh, right. Last episode, I was complaining because Sela wasn't able to actually attack. That is because of that's because she was equipped with this, which has a particular effect. Whenever someone dies within a 10-foot radius of the wearer gets the effect of haste for 2 to 6 rounds. But if this effect isn't renewed in time, well, again, or within that number of rounds, they're unable to attack with a weapon or unarmed. So that's what happened there. And frankly, it's not a good idea for Regil to have this either. But who else is going to go on? It just doesn't go anywhere. So that's what happened last episode. I'm sure I'm going to regret putting it on Regil as well, but what can I do? It's got an extremely low range and it has nowhere else to go. And its effect is really nice. But Sela already has a weapon that grants her what is effectively haste. So I want Regil to have that so he can smack more harder. I think I'm going to go with this for him. I could also put this on Ivu. That way it guarantees that under no circumstance will she ever succumb to the effects of the gauntlets that we have on Morrow, causing her to attack someone and brutally murder them in a single hit, or 2 hits. Technically it's the second hit that actually does the target in most of the time, but let's not get into that. So I think that's actually the smarter move here. Okay. This one. And then... I only just remembered that we have Queen Galfrey with us. Very nice. I'll give this to her. That should help her out. And then we'll give what she took off to him. Okie dokie. Let's do this. If someone's going to die, let's make it quick. That's what we... What? So this just ends in pitch black and that's it, huh? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay. Again, we're looking for... Why am I being forced to watch this? I don't know why I'm supposed to care about these Lilitu. Weird. I do like loot. Wow, that is a really low chance to pick that lock. He said right before he quick saves. I wish they would try to attack me after I pick this lock.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Yeah, no. So let's try that again until this thing refuses to cooperate. Why are you... There are two of them up here.
You're so awesome, Lan.
Good land.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Oh, this is unfortunate. Ah, well, what can you do?
This is not my time yet.
Hmm. 17, 17, 24, and 14. This one is the problem. Oh, thank goodness she targeted the treant with it. Because, you know, that guy is definitely a relevant threat. Well, that's definitely a way this could have gone. Wow, so that's how we do this now? He just walks up and crits someone? Can't say I hate it. but he does not have freedom of movement, which means Grease is out. Frankly, casting was always out because we're just out of range. I mean, because he's in range of... There we go. I hate the idea of summoning a tree that's just going to be abandoned up here, but... So it's like that? They can just... Like... Bismuth has been paralyzed, so I forgot Bismuth was in there. Oh, not backpack. This guy has 24 willpower, 27, 14, 16. Yeah, I mean, I could remove the paralyzed from Bismuth, or he could just leave. I like that one better. So we just miss at point blank range then, huh? Oh, that one must have been affected by her frighten. Or frightful presence, I should say. Weird.
Nothing before me.
He's right, you know? Whatever. Leave that poor thing alone. Okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't run the risk of screwing up and missing her turn. Oh, he can move now. Good for him. Oh, yeah, he's fine. Land? I don't understand how that's possible. Yeah. There we go. We can have him path through to here. come on. Can he just not attack? Yeah. For another for another 16 seconds. I'm not entirely sure why Maro can't cast any spells. That makes no sense. What? I don't understand. Feeble mind, that's why. I'll have to use heal. The spiders have her apparently very clearly under control. Okay. Wait, doesn't this... There's something... There is a spell that removes... I think it's only... I don't think it only works on... Emotion? Emotion effects? Negative emotion. I have to remember that we have that. No, I keep glossing over it because its effect is pretty niche. So we'll just go with using the heal. Why this game is made. This game was crafted from a mountain of spaghetti, without question. It makes no sense that that did not work.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Wow, so she just walked up and critted, huh? Finally. Oh, his body left. Oh, right. Can you do
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
something about this guy? Thank you. Maybe I should have left these guys alone, but I didn't know it would turn into a fight. And so they got what was coming to them. The 10,000 delights. Not interested. Galu Warmonger. There it is. Someone's fighting one of my treants. This is fine. But can he do it again? Oh, it's 85%. Yeah, he definitely can.
Forget it.
Well, it was a 15% chance to fail. Here's to that not actually happening again.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Knowledge of Arcana. The inhabitants of Illusionera seem to enjoy the abundance of lava around them. Demons are not immune to fire. That's a fricking lie. They just like to live close to such a destructive element. That is an absolute outright lie. Because if they're not immune to fire, if they're not supposed to be immune to fire, this game completely craps all over that little, well, piece of information. What's going on up here? And how do I get to it? Oh. Okay. What's going on down here? Come on. I know you can do it. Good job. I beg you, kind sir, give me a moment of your time. A thin Asimar, good breeding apparent in every line of its aristocratic face, addresses you. Greetings, and welcome to this dismal place. My name is Latverk, and I ask for your help. I beg you, show mercy. Not toward me, but toward these young and innocent maidens. They are my wards, and they were unfortunate enough to be abducted by demons. Serenra herself bestowed a revelation upon me, which prompted me to settle here and aid my brethren doomed to a dark and cruel fate. But my strength is all but gone, I swear it. I need assistance now more than ever. Asimar women drift out of the house, standing like silent shadows behind Latverk. The faces of many women are covered in scars, and their gazes are cold, as if numbed by suffering and despair. And Azamar, who lives freely in the abyss, just as freely performs good deeds. This may be the most suspicious activity that I've yet seen in these parts. I've got a few questions. I do not doubt this. You could hardly be expected to meet a member of my race in the abyss. Besides, the very nature of my calling, which is dictated by both altruism and compassion, must seem strange and unnatural in this place. I'm used to questions and will gladly provide whatever answers I can. I don't genuinely care about any of the answers he has. I'm just looking for perception checks to pop up during the discourse. frick is going on over here? Someone's casting spells. Anyway, I could use a little help myself. Yasmar throws up his hands in confusion. I fear there is little I can do to help, but please accept this gift. You have a martial look about you, and I have no doubt you'll make good use of it. The man hands you a flask with a healing potion. Then he hides his hands behind his back to show he does not expect payment for his generosity and would refuse it if offered. Well, it could mean that I could end up having extra things to kill. There's a chest here. I want to end this quickly so I can get to it. What do you want? Freeing enslaved Lazimans has become my trade, you see. These women are former captives whom I saved from the monster's clutches, and I protect them to the best of my ability. But I've heard a new shipment of slaves is about to arrive in the flesh markets, and there is nothing I can do to break their shackles. Please do it in my stead. Please buy their freedom and send the women here. I can see that you are a traveler of means. A single act of kindness should not inconvenience you excessively, but will be forever indebted to your compassionate soul. Such a kind and generous soul is a true rarity in the abyss. We ought to help him, champion. Not just to save the poor slave women, but also to strengthen his faith in the righteousness of the path he has chosen. This guy is either blind or an idiot. Could he be both? I should probably check the dictionary, huh? No time for that. And even in the abyss we find an Azmar living a virtuous life. There's no escaping you lot, is there? Darren says with a sneer. This and this. This and this. And I see. Yeah. I don't trust this guy in the slightest. Get closer to it so you can open it. I'm sure he'll forgive my intrusion. Ooh, loot. The real reason I came in here. Not because I give two turds about his story. Get closer to it, jeez. Ooh, locked doors. You, and then good, very good. I mean, we've still got a date with someone else, but I'm looking. For a frickin' portal so I can get out of here. There we go. Figured there might be something like this. Labyrinth Minotaur Divine Seer. I'm not going to read any of this because I don't imagine it's actually going to turn into anything. It's probably just a scripted event that plays out on repeat. Guards, Harem of Ardent Dreams, don't care about that. That is what we need. But if I use that, I can't come back, can I? That sucks. The frick? Oh, so it's going to be like that, huh? Okay. I'll play your little game. Weird. Sometimes when I double click, they do something a little extra, but where does that even go? Oh, that was fun, but I'm bored. Wait. No, that's... Oh. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I get the loot anyway.
Thanks, Lamb. You're so awesome, Lamb.
The islands floating in the air are not the byproduct of some crazy magic. It is the energies of chaos that endow them with their bizarre properties, and they're not even the most amazing thing that can be found in the abyss. I was baited. Oh, no, I wasn't. It's weird that this place wasn't visible before, though. The tall, thin vendor, this must be the flesh markets, is swathed in a loose black robe. He is not a demon, but it is impossible to determine his race. His expressionless and hairless face is covered in tattoos and looks as if it was made of wax. His eyes are motionless. As you approach, the black figure almost doubles over as he sweeps into a low bow. The vendor moves with a supernatural delicacy and grace impossible for a human. He extends his arms, also covered in tattoos, toward you. The ink on his palms come to life and forms the words, "Greetings. I am Crevice, vendor of magical lunatics." The voice of the hand sounds contemplative. "I can sense shadows, evil shadows that once served their old master, Virelli, whom I fought valiantly, but had not the strength to defeat. Beware this one, champion, for he is linked to powers both formidable and cunning." Something inside you awakens and casts a fiery glance at the slaver. You can see the darkness curling under the thin layer of his skin, or rather a shadow resembling darkness, a demon woven of shadows. Ooh, what are you selling? The slaver gives you another low bow. One of his eyes suddenly rolls out of its socket. With a neat, gentle movement, Crevice touches the eyeball and returns it to its normal place, and then he points to his wares. "Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you what I picked up from this vendor. I was of a mind to murder the guy on the spot, but I'm glad that I didn't, because he actually has some really interesting things. I sold all of the loot that I had been hoarding up until now, thanks to having a weight capacity of about 5,900. So I gained about 200-ish thousand gold from everything I sold, including some unique weapons, but they had boring or inferior or effects that had difficulty classes with inferior numbers. So I got rid of all of that stuff, and I picked up things like the Boots of Arcane Persistence, which let me cast a spell 4 times, and then the 5th spell that person casts, it has to be the same spell that you cast though. But on the 5th spell that you cast, it's quickened, which is pretty neat. Then I picked up the Unholy Shepherd. It's probably not a good idea, but I'm going to put it on Darren. While wielding this ring, you can summon 2 half-fiendish minotaurs 3 times per day, and they'll fight on your side for 10 minutes. But if the character with this ring dies, they are instead summoned as enemies, which is fine. Then we have the Ring of Imminent Demise, which is going directly to Regil. This ring basically allows you to knock an enemy prone with if you hit them with a attack of opportunity, assuming they also pass fail the fortitude saving throw. But in addition, it also grants a competence bonus on attack and damage with 2-handed weapons. So yeah, that's pretty good. So straight into Regil's hand, and what else? This is probably something I should get rid of at my earliest convenience. Can't think of for what though. Yeah, that'll do. I mean, the necklace sounds like a good idea until you realize that it wears off really fast and leaves you with a character that can't do anything. Now we need these boots. I'm pretty sure I want to give these to Morrow. She's got these boots, so yeah, he's the only one they can actually go for. Problem is, I cast a wide variety of spells with him, so it could also go on Darren. It worked pretty well for him. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Oh, right. The other reason I gave Darren a horse is because, for some reason, his arms are super flimsy and he's just the fattest thing around. So being on a horse means encumbrance doesn't actually affect him all that badly. I mean, it affects his armor and dexterity, but none of that stuff really matters for him, since he's so far back anyway. I need somewhere for this to go. I really don't have any. I guess I could take that off and just leave that there for now. Because if I don't see it on the bar, I'm going to forget it's a thing. That's just how it is. Oh, it's also, just so we're clear, it showed that to get rid of the feeble mind that had been cast on Morrow, I needed to use heal. What it didn't say was that it could fail, which makes no sense because heal removes everything. Anyway, so I read the thing again. Apparently you can use remove enchantment or whatever this spell is, break enchantment. And I had her and Morrow go off into the distance and had her cast that on him. Anyway, I really need to go over here and pick this up again because I very easily... These gauntlets grant a profane vigor effect and a +2 bonus to natural armor to all evil creatures summoned by the wearer of these gauntlets. If the wearer summons a Vena daemon? I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced. They granted a greater profane vigor effect and a +4 natural bonus to armor class. If the wearer summons any good outsider creature, it will attack the wearer. So Regel's out. A summoned creature gains a +2 profane bonus on attack rolls. But he can also summon other stuff, right? And I don't know what those other things are counted as. But since he's evil, what he summons will be evil as well. In most cases where that's an option. So there is that at least. So this probably is best for him. Good thing he's got a horse now because he's fatter than ever. At a meager 43 pounds. Quick save and then what? Oh, and then we look around some more before we go and talk to that guy about setting up those slaves to be gladiators. Why are you like this? Oh. I see. Master Hepzibah is delighted to be... Master Sarzakis is delighted to behold Lady Hepzibah and Lady Shamira. It is a great honor for him. How may he assist you? Allow me to present this fine specimen, an extraordinarily belligerent, destructive, and vicious slave. He killed 7 hunters before his capture. Shut your mouth, meatball. Your breath stinks. I don't need gladiators or bodyguards. I'm looking for a pack of strong demons. Ones who are not very bright and can obey orders. In that case, perhaps my lady would be interested in this batch of creatures recently captured in the lower city. They are all strong and quite stupid. Hepsamira, what do you want with these puny creatures? They're small fry, fit only to be cannon fodder for the Crusaders. I would suggest they seem fine to me. Finish the preparations, then send them to the harem of ardent dreams, and be quick about it. So, are we going to be getting into trouble? A demon who looks like a ball of lumpy, melting flesh hovers in the air. He clenches a whip in his hand. He emanates an aura of confidence and authority, and he snorts sternly at a skinny tiefling standing nearby whose eyes are skillfully sewn shut with black silk threads studded with diamond chips. That would have been excruciating. The demon mutters something incomprehensible to you. The tiefling speaks to you in a soft voice devoid of emotion. Master Sarzakis welcomes you to the flesh market's visitor from another plane. He noticed right away that you're a person of means. Though he himself has no interest in doing business with you, your presence benefits the flesh markets. So Master Sarzakis is prepared to spare you some of his time. The slave will interpret his words for you, for he loathes speaking in any language, except the one used in his home world. What in the world is... I didn't notice him there. The suture's hideous face is marked with desperation. Overcoming his pride, he reaches out to you with his gnarled hand, beseeching your help with this humiliating gesture. You like big words, don't you? Tell me, is there a fancy term to describe someone who does bad things to other people then finds himself in desperate need of their help later? The suture nods sadly. There is. It's called karmic justice, also known as bad luck. Ivu listens carefully and adjusts, and just as carefully she examines the tiefling's sewn eyes, his loathsome master, and the surroundings of the slave market. Then, in a tone that brooks no objection, she declares, "Everything in this place is horrible. Absolutely everything. Sell me that dredge." Sarzakis begins to snort, spraying saliva. He babbles quickly, which causes short, uncertain pauses in the slave's speech. This dredge, like the other demons in this shipment, is set aside for Lady Hepsamira. Without a doubt, this lazy waste of flesh caught today in the lower city will never prove to be a useful worker. But he still belongs to his new mistress. She is a very influential person. Therefore, trying to deceive her would be disrespectful and dangerous, and Master Sarzakis would never commit such a foolish act. He resents your suggestion that he is capable of doing anything of the kind. Master Sarzakis is insulted and outraged. There are not many vices that can surpass the greed of demons, but pride is one of them. Imagine what tremendous power it has when the two are combined. As disgusting as it is for me to give this advice, listen to me. If this scoundrel feels insulted, offer him gold. Not as part of the deal, but rather as compensation for the insult and recognition of his high status. Perhaps a little bit of gold can compensate for the insult I've inflicted. The demon's grumbling abates slightly as a flicker of greed appears in his eyes. Master Sarzakis finds your idea very reasonable. He kindly agrees to accept the sum of 30,000 gold coins to atone for the insult you've inflicted. Taking into account your unfamiliarity with local customs, Master Sarzakis will not demand your hand or eye in recompense. For his part, Master Sarzakis considers it undesirable to keep the stretch in his stock, for he was the cause of your disagreement. As a gesture of reconciliation, he would like to immediately release him and drive him out so this unpleasant incident might be considered settled and forgotten. I can tell if we go the path of violence, we may end up fighting this guy and all of these, and then him. And since he's named, he's probably got some really nasty abilities or spells. I spent about... The shoes were 70, the gold coin was 10,000, and the ring was 60? So I spent about 140,000 gold? Yeah, that seems about right. What's another 30,000? Let's leave all grievances and misunderstandings behind. The tiefling translates Zacchus's short... Wow. The tiefling translates Zacchus's satisfied snort, though it is wholly unnecessary. You understand its meaning perfectly well. Master Zacchus congratulates you on a successful purchase. Madred approaches you, glancing around cautiously. He mumbles in a quiet voice so that only you can hear his words. I have no idea why Hepsimira needs slaves, but from what I've heard, they don't live long. Becoming her property is a death sentence, no doubt about it. Meaning you saved me, so... I guess... The suture appears confused. It seems this miscreation is not accustomed to being shown mercy and simply does not know how to express his thanks. How were you captured? I've been wandering the lost city searching for something. Never you mind what. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. It's a personal matter. Yeah, that's the right way to put it. So I was roaming around, chatting with all and sundry, when the slave hunters appeared and started chasing us. They threw those who survived in a cage and brought us here. This is a typical occurrence in the Abyss. Social dynamics, it's called. The strong enslave the weak. What will you do now? With a gloomy glance at you, the suture gives a vague answer. I'll continue my search, I will. It won't be easy, but I'll prove to her that I'm smarter and wilier than she thinks. Doing this voice is absolutely monstrous on my throat. The Dretch's expression is determined, even severe. What were you looking for? Ooh. Unfortunate. The Dretch throws a suspicious glance at you. Don't ask. That's none of your business. Okay. The suture hesitates, nervously scratching the back of his neck. He repeatedly opens his mouth to say something, but nothing comes out. Finally, he starts to mumble incoherently. I mean, you... Just be careful, that's what I'm saying. With a martyr's sigh, the suture turns around, relieved to lose himself once again in Lucianira's warren of alleyways. Well, that was definitely a thing that happened. So, there should be a portal thing around here somewhere. I sort of really need that right now. What? Oh. Oh, great. Another one? A grotesquely fat demon speaks to a demoness standing in front of him. His voice irritated, yet slightly sycophantic. If you want to get these sweet Azabars for the 10,000 lights, cough up 50,000. Just look at how delicious they are. These girls haven't yet been whipped. Your clients will be clamoring for them. And after they become too worn out, they'll make magnificent stew. I'll give you 30,000. I'll give you 30 if you stop talking rubbish, junk. Or keep going and you can steer clear of my palace of delights. You can pleasure yourself on your own, you fat chunk of rotten meat. Do you want to get on Chavaro's bad side? Do you really want that? Nazamar slaves standing nearby tried to avoid looking at the angry demoness. Even in their miserable position, they retained the mark of inner purity and nobility inherent to their kind. Puffing himself up, the fat demon answers abruptly and angrily. 50,000. Well, these delightful innocent creatures are shabby and worn out demonesses can't hope to compete with. That is my final offer. Stay away from the 10,000 delights. You can have your own little morsels pleasure you from now on, you greedy, horny piece of trash. The disgustingly fleshy demon greets you with a wave, his arm encased in roll after roll after roll of fat. Allow me to present my living wares, the finest household slaves to serve you and entertain your body and spirit. They can satiate even the most exquisite cravings. The demon accompanies his last claim with a voluptuous lip-smacking, looking pleased. What were you arguing about with that demoness? She wants to buy my beautiful Azamar concubines for her royal palace of pleasures, the 10,000 delights. Unfortunately, her common sense and good taste couldn't compete with her greed. She offered me a paltry price next to nothing, instead of gratefully paying the sum for these slaves. Offering 30,000 for a group of innocent, pure Azamar shipped here with the utmost care. No one has laid a single finger on them. No one has taken a single bite out of them. It's simply outrageous. Ooh, he's also a seller. Oh, no. Apparently I was wrong. I thought... yeah, I don't care about this. So Darren here is trying to offer up, well, he's at least inquiring about how much he wants for the Azamar women, but I can only imagine this would end up coming out of my pockets, you know? Which means this guy instead just has to die. It's the simple answer, really. The demon pointedly ignores the count and looks only at you. Would they die if I ended up killing him? Because I don't know how the slave collar works, and we're frankly only actually here for the women. The rest of this, I could take it or leave it, you know? Let's see, cost you a pretty penny. No. Nah. I'm just going to kill him.
Close ranks.
What a genuinely disgusting fight. I need to get away from this game. A fight that should have been maybe 3 minutes probably took 15-ish? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Because this guy just kept stun locking everyone. Except for the mounts. Well, nope. Except for Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed never got dazed a single time. But everyone else kept riding the headache train, and I couldn't do anything. Nobody could hit the guy because of his high armor class. This game is fun. Look, there was something I wanted to do down in the lower part of the city, but right now I'm done. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. I have no idea how I'm going to cut this, but it should be below an hour and a half in length. I hope. We will be back tomorrow with another episode that hopefully isn't as awful. Well, that doesn't feature a fight that's as awful as this one was. Again, I'm going to try and make my way back down to the lower part of the city, but I'm going to finish wandering around here first, and if it turns out to be necessary, we'll deal with the purchasing of the gladiators for the guy. But that's a problem for later. And so with all that said, we will see you next time.